Is this the lost summer of 2020 due to this pandemic? There's a writer for Vogue who actually calls this the lost season. So the writer says there was a sense of adventure normally associated with summer that was replaced with having to be so careful all the time. Do you ladies agree? Is this the lost summer of 2020?
Well, Olivia on Facebook said, I felt we were slightly robbed of summer, but I'm very grateful we had the opportunity to be outside and all during the pandemic. Also, we got married last weekend, so that helped a lot. Olivia, that's amazing.
Oh, yay!
Congratulations. That's really, really beautiful. And I'm sure this will be a summer that you never forget. I personally don't feel like I've lost or missed out on too much. We don't normally travel in the summer. We always travel in October because it's cheaper, and we can because we don't have kids. So this summer's kind of reminded me actually of my childhood summers, like that, a sense of adventure, exploring, the heat, making fun on my own, picking out corn from my teeth because I eat so much corn during the summer. It's kind of been bittersweet though too, because there is, of course, this underlying, anxiety hovering just beneath the surface, worrying about loved ones, worrying about jobs, about colleagues, about health. But then there's also this feeling of being so grateful that at the end of the day, I have very little to complain about. And I really think it's put everything into focus for me. I have a clearer idea of what will make me happy in this short little life. And it's not a heck of a lot. It's very simple. And I just want to find a way to hold on to that good stuff and figure out how to have a good night's sleep again. And then I'm good.
Well, we heard from Jacqueline on Facebook. Jacqueline says, I spent the summer going to the pool and enjoying hiking trails as well as other outdoor activities. Summer was definitely not lost for me, but I have to admit I'm dreading fall because the usual things I do are not happening, like my daughter visiting for TIFF, Raptors games, Halloween events. Thanks for that, Jacqueline. And you mentioned sort of like feeling a little bit sad at the end of the summer. And I have to say that as a child, I always had end of summertime sadness. When I was growing up, I spent my summers in Hong Kong. And so I was there all of June, all of July, most of August, and then I would come back to Canada the week before school started. And I would have to, when I had to leave Hong Kong to come back to Canada, I always felt very sad. That's me playing with my godbrother. I haven't seen him in a very long time, I think like 10 years. We grew up together. There's my ma and my godbrother and me. And so I have a lot of association with end of summertime sadness. For some reason, I went fishing. I will never understand this photo. So I think for me, those memories have embedded themselves in me where it's wherever I am in the world, in Canada as an adult, there's a switch goes off. That's a switch that goes off around August 20th. Where that sadness kicks in. And I think it's residual from my childhood. And especially now this year, because I do very much miss Hong Kong. I was going to go this year. I miss, that part of my identity. I don't know when I'll be back because of this pandemic. I feel very sad because I'm not sure with my mother, that's her birthplace, my parents, if they'll ever go back. So I have a lot of sadness for things that are associated with childhood, with like my person, my culture, related to, the Far East.
Yeah, I actually the opposite though. Normally I find September, I have this kind of association with it being a new fresh start. I think of it's associated probably with starting of school, and it was always exciting. It was like you're turning a blank, fresh page to your life. And this year is the first year in a while that I've felt like anxious about it, because it's like right now there have been many gifts to the pandemic, and I'm very privileged to say that I haven't had anyone in my life who's become ill, and I have a job. Like there's many reasons where I'm very privileged. So I've had a mixed bag of emotions this summer. But right now I'm feeling like the fact is there's all kinds of anxieties about school, the weather. Like I think this kind of facts that we're knowing that the cold weather is coming, and then that makes it very difficult to be socially distanced in safe way with our friends and family. So to be quite frankly, it's making me feel a little bit claustrophobic. So it's a lot of emotions swirling around for me right now.
Yeah, it's a lot of emotions. I don't think it's been a lost summer, at least for me, because like you said, Sin, I've been very, very lucky to not have anybody that I know in my circle be sick, not have anybody that I know in a long-term care facility. There's a lot of people who will look at this year as probably one of the worst in their lives. And I'm definitely respectful and aware of that. But my daughter, she's the happiest she's ever been. We've never spent more time together. We've gotten to just, bond our relationship in a whole different way. So that's been one of those pleasures. And the slowing down, it's been a forced slowdown due to lockdown and beyond. And I'm a runner. I'm always moving. The rat race is real in my life. And it's been really nice to be forced to not run, to acknowledge life. And I think that with all the challenges that the world and the upheaval that the world is experiencing collectively, I don't actually look at that as a bad thing. I think we're going to hopefully come out better after this.